We all mess up. We're human, we make mistakes. It's our job though as magicians to give our audience an experience they'll never forget, and part of that is making sure we rehearse our tricks so they don't go wrong. What's going on guys, my name's Ross Donald and welcome to the channel based on giving you advice to become a better magician. Today we'll learn how to perform smoothly without getting lost midway through a routine. If all else fails, we'll discuss how you can still recover and nobody will be the wiser. There have been plenty of times in the past where I've lost track of cards, dropped coins, and forgotten the order in which things must be done. So it's taken me a while to figure out how to minimise these errors, but you can take these tips, apply them straight away, and hopefully not make a fool of yourself next time you go to perform some magic. So let's just get into it. A lot of routines start with cards being selected and then found in an impossible way. Things can go wrong due to difficult spectators or doing a move incorrectly. I don't want you to get into this situation, and to prevent this we have to look at how you practice magic. The majority of us enjoy busting out our favourite sleights and flourishes in our free time because it's great fun. Unfortunately, this means when we go to show someone a trick, we don't know how to get from point A to point B because we've only been focusing on the split second tasks required. Let me elaborate. When we are practicing magic, we're focusing on about 2 seconds of a 5-minute routine at a time. So if you ask yourself, why am I making mistakes? Well, it's because you're worrying about what to say. And when you get the chance to execute your moves, you do them at the wrong time and forget important steps. Scripting your tricks, whether it's bullet points or a full script that you know roughly, is vital for coordinating your magic. If you're interested in the future, I can make a whole video on how I write scripts, but for now I challenge you to write some brief outlines down on a piece of paper with some things that you'd like to say and the steps in order. 5 minutes is really all it takes to establish what needs to be done and how you're going to speak, because it gives you that extra boost of confidence that you know what you're doing and you won't come across nervous. Moving on, to give you as many solutions as possible, you should always appear relaxed when letting spectators choose cards and place them back. If you're uptight about someone selecting a card or letting them replace it, then they have all the right to do what they want and ruin your trick, because it comes across as if you're hiding something or being overprotective for no reason. We do not want to have control too if you put yourself in their shoes. I would want to know what's up and do things my way if someone acted like this. Just don't make your audience suspicious at the start of a trick when you haven't even done anything yet. Okay, let's say you use all this advice, but you still end up getting yourself into a mess. Here's what I would do. I'll use the ambitious card for this example. So the card's been placed in the middle and is supposed to jump to the top when it doesn't. If I found myself facing this problem, there'd be multiple directions that I would take, without having to explain that I did something wrong and being annoyed with myself. One option would be to say, in fact, sometimes your card jumps too far. If you have a look through the deck, you'll notice that it's missing because it's travelled all the way to the pocket. Not just that, but it even has your signature on it. I'm not going to go into detail of this, as you can probably work out a way to do it using your current skill set. Quick card colour and you're pretty much covered. Other options would be a colour change, using the same principle, and then carrying on as normal. You could even do card to watch, which would be another great idea. I don't enjoy self-working card tricks, as I really like the flexibility of changing direction and flow whenever necessary due to the audience's attention span. There's nothing worse than doing a 15-minute self-working card trick that goes wrong to someone who isn't that interested in magic in the first place. Although there is a time and a place for these tricks, but unless you have a great memory and can go through the sequence at a quick rate, with engaging patter, they are a recipe for disaster. The idea is, you'll never mess up a trick again if you can always segue into another effect, and for the last 2 years I've been able to cover myself up. Failing is the only way you get better, particularly with new routines that you want to try out. And I would not be ashamed to take a risk and experiment as long as you've got a backup plan in place. Also, slowing down your motions, which we talked about in overcoming the fear of performing, which you should definitely check out if you haven't already. This just goes back to that concept again of trying not to make the audience suspicious. Lots of magicians say to act as if you don't know how to handle playing cards. I don't take this exact approach, but I do see value in not showing cardistry before tricks. I like to handle the playing cards as smooth as possible. It's all to do with the character you want to come across as. As a younger magician, I enjoy providing a more fresh, laid-back style, and is why I attempt more difficult moves and don't have to face many consequences. Here is another strategy which I found that can be useful not to mess up in front of your spectators. And this one might sound weird, but stay with me. I like to give my hands a quick wipe on my trousers before doing a trick. The reason for this is due to humidity and warmth, causing our hands to sweat, and when you go to execute moves, cards seem to come along for the ride, which might mean you have to switch up your routine. Try doing this more often, especially in bars or wherever you're showing your magic, and you'll realise, as stupid as it sounds, this tip can go a long way, allowing you to have more control over the cards. Confidence is key, and being overconfident, in my opinion, is better than second guessing yourself. If you give yourself a mini pep talk that you know what you're doing, and you know exactly how you're going to get there, then it'll be easy to do things the right way. Remember, you've practiced the routine as a whole plenty of times, or at least you should have if you've been paying attention to one of the first tips. There is no such thing as a perfect performance, and it wasn't till later on that I figured this out. Be a more animated version of yourself, do your best, segue if you have to, and most importantly, just keep things moving. Provide energy and passion of what you're doing, and it'll rub off on them. Because at the end of the day, you want to create a human connection, which is more deep and meaningful than shoving magic down their throat. Subscribe and hit the bell for more content. Check out all the other videos on the channel. Thanks for watching, and I hope you can use these tips and not keep making mistakes. My name's Ross Donald, and I'll see you guys on the next one.